Hello and welcome everybody to episode 10, a milestone of Mono's Game Club, a weekly podcast where we get together with my buddy Raz, there we go, Raz, and Mr. Terrydactyl right there, and we talk about life, about games, books, movies, astronomy, geology, theology, not theology. But yeah, we talk about things, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. And we always start with basically, how have you guys been doing?
Good, man. Just a lot of work. I'll tell you that. Work has been kicking my butt.
Oh, this time,
busy week this week for work.
This time, like they're closing in, like Q1, right, or Q4 actually.
Yeah. Corporate life.
Yes, that sucks.
Not to get too much into what you do, Terry, but you're not in corporate, are you? Are you in corporate, or is it considered corporate?
Well, what's corporate? I mean, I work for a company, shareholders. So.
I mean, I guess I don't know. Like I work in a office.
He's a corporate company.
I joined a company 5 years ago, and that company got bought out last year by a bigger company.
Oh,
and so I guess it's sort of a corporate world. I don't know how big they are.
If you were a cyberpunk character, would you have started with corpo life, or with like street, or the other one that I don't remember?
Nomad.
Yeah.
Well, the closest really would be corporate, but really it would be like a mix of corporate and like a net runner, because I'm doing IT stuff.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. He'd be like those modders. It's like
I'll be sat in a bathtub all day.
Yeah. With like ice on your head and stuff like that, like plugged in.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't overheat.
Oh my god.
I'm going deep into this config. Give me some more ice.
You would be like Johnny
man.
So you could star in the Johnny Mnemonic like remake, which is eventually going to happen. I'm calling that one.
Did you guys play that whole game? I never played it.
No, I haven't.
Oh, yeah.
I dropped off when I repeatedly tried to do a mission. So I would have to infiltrate this factory area with using a truck, or using my.
Oh, you're about Cyberpunk.
Yes.
I finished it.
And when I tried to do that, first I stole the truck from the guy, got in and everything, and there were some severe audio problems where anything that I wasn't directly looking at it would not emit sounds, making stealth quite difficult. So I reloaded the mission, tried it again, opened the truck door, get the guy out, pull him out of the van, he disappears. And at that point I was like, Bruh. You know what? Like, this is this is not where it needs to be, man.
Yeah, I just love watching everyone's videos of it. Like, my favorite video is this guy, and he's just like walking down a street. He like hears something, like turns, and from like a mile away there's this truck like barrel rolling straight towards him, and just bounces right over.
That is fantastic, dude. That was the best. Yeah, that was very good.
That's like my favorite video. But yeah,
see, I got lucky. I didn't really have any bugs.
I've heard. Yeah, I had a few friends that played the game no problem with no bugs.
Yeah, I don't know.
How long did I play it for?
Never get into it.
70, nearly 80 hours. Didn't really have any bugs.
My name's Terry. I don't like open world, but I play open world that's completely broken.
Yeah.
Dude, there's something weird going on with the chat here. With my chat, I can't seem to connect. Anyway, but I think we've all been playing a variety of different games, though.
Or open world games,
we have.
Terry.
Yeah, so I've been smashing into Elden Ring.
What is that?
I'm at, how many hours am I in?
Yeah,
42 hours so far?
I don't think anyone's ever heard of it.
What is it?
It's probably some indie game. I don't know.
So I'm like 40 hours into it, right? And I mean, there's no way to really track your progress, but you get achievements from killing certain major bosses.
Yeah.
And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but I've still got 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, maybe about another 23 more bosses to fight. So I'm like,
Jesus.
am I even halfway through the game yet?
You're like a
It's
quarter
just
in,
like
maybe?
a huge game. Maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm like 40 hours in. And
How many of those are
for
going to be
me,
optional, though? You know, like super optional, I mean.
I think
Not as
there
many.
are
He's
quite a
100%
few. Well, I am going to fight them all, but I think there are
Yeah.
quite a few like optional ones. But you know, with these types of games, you want to seek out the bosses. You want to kill them because of the challenge and to get the loot, right?
Yeah.
But Elden Ring, yeah, for me, I know it's only March, but I reckon it's going to be my game of the year. I think the only single player game that could beat it would possibly be God of War, possibly. Maybe Final Fantasy 16 if it's out this year. I don't think that's out this year.
Did you enjoy 15 very much?
I did. There were some definite issues. There's a certain part of the game where everyone hates, where you're just running through a corridor for like an hour or two, and you lose or you don't have any weapons.
Oh,
you just have this ring to.
Okay.
That
No,
whole
I
section.
never got that far, actually.
But I definitely enjoyed 15, and it had some like epic set pieces, like the battle against Leviathan. When that was happening, I was like, "What is this? I didn't expect this. This is amazing." With all the music and everything.
Yeah.
But Elden Ring is like we talked about open world games. Was it the last podcast or just before that one?
Yeah.
And saying how bored I was of open world games where you open up the map and it's just full of like icons everywhere, and there's like it'll point you in a direction and say go to here because there's like a secret dungeon over here. But in Elden Ring, you get certain icons for certain places, like you'll find ruins and you'll get a little picture of a ruin on your map. And then you get your spawn points, like your checkpoints, because you can fast travel and that's where you level up. And that's it. There's nothing else on the map. It doesn't put down markers for pickable items or special things or like hidden dungeons. You have to go out and find that stuff yourself. And it keeps opening up more of the world. When you first go into the open world, the map is actually zoomed in on a certain area because that's all you can sort of see. And then when you head towards one of the boundaries, the world map will then zoom out a bit and be like, oh, look, there's actually a huge area here. But you can't see it on the map. It's like fog of war out. You've got to find a certain item to open it up. But then because it doesn't really have anything like icons on the map, you can see, oh, there looks like there could be some ruins here or something here. So you have to go out and explore. And then you're like, oh my God, there's this little secret thing over here. And
did you ever
constantly
play,
just go around looking for stuff.
Did you ever play Breath of the Wild?
I don't have a Switch.
Oh, well, you could play Breath of the Wild on your PC quite well, I'm going to say.
Really?
Yes, and it actually runs like 60 frames per second, 4K resolution. It runs like so much better than the Switch, where the Switch really struggles with that game. So that's one aspect that I really enjoyed about Breath of the Wild. Like in Breath of the Wild, you have no map markers whatsoever, except for the fast travel points, and and maybe some towns and the names of some places and stuff like that. But every other marker is player. You have to play it yourself. You have to place it yourself. So, for example, if you find a good spot for like mining ore, then you place like an ore icon on your map. Or if you find a boss like one of the Lionels, which are the harder bosses that drop like really good loot and stuff, so you might want to go back to him. You put like a skull icon on your map or whatever. There's like a bunch of different icons, and you have to self-populate that. And the more you do, obviously, the more helpful it is, but you got to remember that. And that's one of the things that I really like about that game, because it as well, like what you're saying about Elden Ring, finding the secrets and finding the areas, and there's so many like hidden things and all of that. And it's such a pleasure when you see something in the distance that says, you think like, okay, that looks like some cool area that I should go to, right? So you go there, and obviously, like halfway in between, you see another cool area, or you find another secret or something like that. And it's this constant. I would say it's the only game that's made me feel like a child again because of that constant sense of exploration and discovery and wonder.
Yeah.
So sounds like Elden Ring is very much similar in that regard, which is very cool.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Did you see
Like,
the
I was
GIF?
speaking to my brother.
Yeah.
The GIF?
The video of like some Japanese dude. He's dressed in like some acting out like different Elden Ring situations in real life. This guy.
He's dressed in armor and he's
Yes.
yeah, I think I've seen that. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
that movie illustrates the problem that I have with Dark Souls games that I told you about. The way the enemy will like swing back his sword and wait like the animations are purposely misleading. And that is something that
they do like
really rubs me the wrong way about all of their style of combat. Like that style
I wouldn't
just
say they're misleading. It's like they take a big backswing, like I'm going to hit you now, get ready, so then you can dodge out the way. But then there are some enemies that are a bit quicker, or they're like, I'm going to swing back, then they hit you, just to throw you off balance or throw off your timing. Yeah, because the bosses can sometimes just kill you in 2 hits.
Yeah.
So, that's why it is sort of, I guess, made that way. If everyone was constantly quick attacking, it would be extremely difficult.
Yeah, but like, for example, the Valkyrie fights in God of War, which we talked about the other day, like, I think those are insanely good. They are super tough, and they're good, but they don't resort to that, like, like gotcha animations that I particularly like. That's something about Elden Ring that not Elden Ring, like the Souls games in general, that I just cannot get past of. Chad is saying get good. I understand. It's just like, just like I wouldn't want to get good in like, I don't know, like a sports game, which I find no interest in. That combat style doesn't interest me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in something like God of War, I'll say your character is a lot more quick and responsive, so you can quickly dodge or quickly block to these quick attacks.
Oh yeah, Dead Cells style.
The Souls series, it's a bit more
slower paced.
Weighted.
Yeah,
maybe.
Weighted is the proper. Yes. Yeah, that's why I like Dead Cells so much.
But like, not all shields block 100% of the damage, so you still could get hurt, or it's going to take a big chunk out of your stamina, so it may leave you open to get absolutely destroyed.
I don't know. I just could never get into those games. I'll be honest.
Did you ever try Dead Cells?
I tried like one of the demos, and I was just like, I just never bought it.
It's on Game Pass.
Is it?
Yeah.
Dead Cells is good.
Yeah, that's I love the animation cancels in Dead Cells. Like you can always like dodge or block out of an attack, or like any frame animation, like unless it's very specific. So I fucking love that game, dude. Yeah.
I'd have to try it. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I only played it once and I couldn't really get into it, but I'd be interested in trying, Elden Ring. I mean, I hear a lot of people like it, so I'm sure I'd enjoy it, especially if Terry's
it is
hyping
tough.
Up.
Like, one of the things I'll say is when you get out of the traditionally with Souls games, you will fight a boss straight away that if you're really good you can kill, but really you're meant to die to it. I think that happens in this, but when you get out the tutorial area and you get to the open world and you can sort of see everything, you see this enemy in front of you and like, okay, I'll try to go kill him, and he just goes one shot dead. It's like, no, now you're playing a Souls game. It took me ages before I could beat him.
That to me, like, I don't know. I don't find the appeal in that. But yeah. Raz, you've been playing... What?
But when your character gets stronger, you get better equipment, and you get better at the game, you go back and absolutely destroy him, then it's like, it's a good feeling.
Satisfying. Yeah. But speaking of roguelikes, I have been playing, actually with Clandor, what's the fucking game called? Risk of Rain. Risk of Rain 2 and the new DLC. So Risk of Rain 2, like my buddy he got me into it, and Kyle got me into it. And we were playing it a while ago, and it was really fun because you can just do I have to explain probably like what Risk of Rain is, because it's kind of not a huge game. It's more of like an indie game, right? So so basically it's kind of like a I suck at it, lol. It's kind of like a dungeon crawler slash what was it? I forget what it is. Roguelike. So basically the whole thing is like 3 or 4 levels, right? And it's always the same levels, but it could be in any different order. Maybe like 5 or 6 levels, I don't remember.
Yeah.
But it can be in any different order.
There's like different paths you can take.
Correct. So there are. So like you basically can play the game straight through, and the whole point of the game is to go ahead and just kill as many people as possible. And then after you kill a bunch of people, you go ahead and just buy in each like level. You buy a bunch of perks, and the perks are completely random, or you can set them up to like how you can pick them, whatever you want to do. And that's kind of the cool part, is there's a lot of replayability. But the traditional is you just get whatever perks it gives you. And then you also have these 3D printers where you can risk by like putting a random perk in it to print you a specific perk, or you can just go to trash cans and like dump it. But some perks are like really good. Some perks are kind of like in the middle. Some perks, like some really, really good perks, are really good or really bad. So it's like double your damage, but like half your attack speed, or like double your damage and like half your movement speed. So it can fuck you really bad too.
I think the one of the best aspects of that game is that there's a lot of items, and hey, thanks for the sub. There's a lot of items and stats that will stack up. So you can get like plus 10 attack speed,
right,
and then you get another plus 10 attack speed and plus 10 attack speed. And then you can get like some, actually that's a bad example. The good example is you can get something that, for example, each time you hit a target, there's a chance of lightning to occur, right? And then you can have something that each time you hit an enemy, there's like an explosion which will also damage other enemies. That explosion will also have a chance to trigger the lightning. So suddenly everything starts stacking up, and the probability starts stacking up like infinitely, basically. So suddenly you're shooting at like 5 times the speed. You know, dude, everything's blowing up. There's like multiple insane procs all the fucking time. You're like, you hit someone, it chain lightnings to the other enemies. They all get bleed because you got bleed now. And it's so insane, man. It's the best. So
to add context to that too, and you're exactly right, Mono. Like,
yeah.
So there's this
I would run,
called,
there's a way you can choose all the items. Like I would run that to just chill, because you could like completely break the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we ran 4 people, and we did this thing called looping. So once you get to the last level before you fight Mithrix is like the main boss, you can set the portal up to loop. So you'll go right back to the beginning level and you'll start all over. But the thing with this game, I forgot to mention, is that the longer you take, the harder it gets, right? So like it starts on easy, and maybe it's like a 5-minute timer. And then it goes to medium, and then hard,
that's so
and then extra
genius,
hard,
man.
and then very hard, and then like I see you, and then
it's not based on the levels you jump or the enemies you defeat. It's only based on the time you spend alive, basically.
Correct.
And the enemies will scale up with that quite exponentially.
Mm-hmm. You got to make sure that you're like on your shit and like going through the level fast enough, but also taking the time to buy a bunch of perks. And to Mono's point, you could stack it like fucking crazy. So we did one run, and we
I'm
looped
downloading
it so
Risk
many
of Rain,
fucking
by the way.
times. Oh hell yeah, let's play.
Yeah.
We downloaded or we ran it so many times that one session, one playthrough was 3 fucking hours, dude. And so we maxed out like the enemy cap at 99, and we had so many perks. We had like 3 like pages of perks. And so Terry, literally, like, you can just take attack speed and just like stack it times 10. So your character like is pretty decent at the beginning. You literally become a fucking god where you can run lightning fast and like you can
it's so
jump
good.
super high. And so like my buddy Risk of Rain 2, yeah, Chungus. And so like you can get so OP that the last boss, Mithrix,
You
So
melt him.
you have to do a bunch of shit. And then it gives you like these jump pads to like automatically get up to the very top of the map. You can get so OP that you can just jump the whole fucking thing. It's like a mile up in the air. So it's so fun. And then you could just one tap enemies and like bosses. Like the boss will spawn and you can just one shot them.
Like, like burst him so far.
Dude, it's insane.
Yeah.
So like we were getting so strong to the second where like enemies would start spawning and we would just insta kill every enemies before they could
But
spawn.
if an enemy touches
so
you, you're also screwed because like the enemies will
so
have
strong.
You know, they will have like leveled up as well so far that you really have to rely on just nuking the entire thing before they can even touch you, because if they do touch you, you're pretty much dead.
It's like a one-shot death.
Yeah, it's
you really
so
like
good.
It,
yeah,
I think you'd have fun with it.
Yeah, dude, it's such a cool game.
Something with roguelikes for me where I can play through a roguelike. I think I touched on this when we talked about Returnal the other day, where you could just be given loads of like rubbish stuff, and it's like, I'm just gonna die. I'm not gonna be able to do this and go back and start all over again. It's like, nah, I don't want my sort of chances or ability being screwed over by random.
But that's
chance.
I think the roguelikes that do that correctly are the ones where there's so many viable builds and so many viable combinations of items where you really like. Slay the Spire is really good on this. Slay the Spire is a card based like deck building roguelike game, which is fantastic. And that's a game where there's always a chance, like there is always a way to win. You know, like the tools you're given will always allow you to win the game. And there's so many like synergies and stuff like that. It's not like you're going to be hampered. It's more like you start learning like, oh, okay, I got this item, right? So I'm going to look for this other item that's going to synergize really well with this one. So maybe if I have a chance to buy an item in a shop, I'm going to save my money. So I make sure I get the item I want. Or, you know, there's like a recycling machine that you can use. So you can give it an item and it will like spit out another item. And you start using those
like the 3D printers.
Yeah,
so
you start using those.
Get, like shit or like something that maybe doesn't fit your build. You can find those like in the wild, I guess, or like, you know, around the world. So you could give those your perks in return for maybe a perk more fitted towards you.
Yeah,
so
for
like
a specific item that you want.
Yeah, like if you're the samurai, you're going to want as much goddamn attack speed as possible. Because you might attack like, but by the time you're like done, you attack like 10 times in a second. It's like so fast you can't even see it. It's insane. But it's really fun because you can still spec your guy out even if you get shit at the beginning. The only part is you can't, like, if you die in like the second or third world, that'll really put you behind. So you can't die. You got to just stay alive, and you'll always be able to like get enough perks because it's just more. It's more so like just getting a shit ton of perks instead of getting like good ones, because you'll just get good ones as you get so many perks. Like there's one that's just like the samurai, and he can do damage, and then if he does damage, he heals. But if you put your attack speed super fucking high and you do damage and you heal, you never die. It's like so ridiculous.
As long as you're attacking, which is, you know, also kind of the problem.
Right.
You got, like, you have to be like mega aggressive to leech that damage back and stuff like that. It's so good. It's very good.
It's really fun though.
Yeah,
you gotta watch.
Especially like it's one of those games that is. I don't like. I think we implied this, but we didn't say it. It's a co-op game, right? You can play up to 4 people. And when you're playing with multiple people, each character, like there's multiple starting characters that you can choose. Each of them play differently, significantly so. And you start getting some cool synergies because there are characters that might be really good at the start of the game, but not so good at the ending of the game. And other characters will be, the other way around. Some will be better suited for single target, others for like AoE. So it's a really cool game. It really is.
It's pretty cool too because there's multiple endings where you can to get new characters, you have to end it a couple different ways and do different things.
Yeah.
And with the new DLC, which is pretty cool, is there will be these new zones. So entire areas will be blocked off unless you hunt and kill these specific creatures. And when you kill these creatures, it'll unlock that zone. But it's kind of a risk reward, right? Do you take the time to go ahead and look through the whole map to find these creatures to unlock the zone and get some really good loot? Or do you just go past
very horrible death with the challenge?
Yeah, do you go past it to try to save your time? Because again, the longer you take, the harder it gets.
Yeah,
but,
there's
the
one
last boss is really fun. The new DLC, really, really fun. He's got 3 or 4 different phases, and it's fucking hard.
Nice, dude. There's a portal you can go through, and if you kill this super tough enemy, he will fight for you afterwards. He will be summoned.
Oh yeah.
And also enemies are
monster.
15 stories tall or something. It's super huge. Yeah. It's so good, man. It's a really cool game.
Game of the year? I don't know. No, I'm just
kidding. We've also been playing World War III, which is a really cool shooter game, which is a mix between Battlefield and Call of Duty. The thing it reminds me most of is specifically Grand Bazaar in Battlefield 3 because it doesn't have airplanes, right?
Yeah, that's a great map,
dude. Yes, and that's kind of the style of map that they have in the game.
Do they have one map right now?
No. There's 4 maps, but they are all these urban area style maps. Again, very reminiscent to me of something like Grand Bazaar or what was that Modern Warfare map with Soviet era style buildings and those large urban plazas. Really good sniper. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, yeah.
Is it just block or something?
Something, I don't know. It also reminds me of that because it has the game has this hardcore style shooting to it. And then it has the Call of Duty perk system to it, right? So when you're capping an objective, you get points. You can use those points for a UAV drone or
not the perk system. It's more like I'll say more similar to kill streaks.
Yes, from Call of Duty. Oh yeah, because kills. Yeah, okay. In Call of Duty, those are So that's the system, the kill streaks. But they are based on points that you so if you're fighting for the objective, you get points for that, which is a better system. And it's such a cool game, dude. The amount of call outs you can do, these are called strikes. You can do an artillery strike or a rocket or a missile or a napalm, anti-tank guided missile, helicopter drone, tank drone, tanks, APCs. Dope. It's so good.
And the gunplay? It feels good.
The gunplay is really good. Yes. It's
Time to
not
kill similar to what game?
I would say it's more closer to. So I would say it's better than every Battlefield.
Yes.
In terms of gunplay, because every Battlefield, apart from Battlefield 5, uses bloom. Where it's just you're aiming at this point here, but I'm going to point my camera. You're aiming there, but your bullet's going to go over there or here or just fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
But Battlefield 5 uses, actual recoil. So you're gonna. The bullet's going to go where you're actually aiming.
It's not as fast as the TTK is not as fast as something like Hell of Loose, where it's basically one bullet, right?
Of course, yeah.
But it is.
You can kill someone in 2-3 shots.
I'd say it's similar to Battlefield 5 or a bit faster maybe than Battlefield 5, depending on the weapon you're using. Yeah, but that depends on the weapon you're using, because like you can equip your soldier with different levels of body armor that will reduce your mobility and stuff and ability to carry other weapons. So if you're a really beefy guy and you're getting shot by an SMG, that armor, if you get hit in the body, that armor is going to absorb in a significant amount of bullet damage. Whilst if you're using a higher caliber rifle against a dude that's not as, or you go for the head or something, the TTK is like super high. Super quick. Yeah, I don't like the fact that the launcher is like they use a separate launcher from Steam, so you download it through Steam, then you have to install a launcher, and that launcher takes care of launching the game and updating the game, which is a really bad way of going about it. Like like it shouldn't be that way. It should all be handled through Steam. I don't know why they chose to do this. It's obviously not a good idea.
Get around, so they can control their game files, versions, and updates themselves. They don't have to do it through Steam. They don't have to send anything to Steam. I know how it works on consoles, that when you want to patch your game, it costs money to get that patch over to Microsoft or Sony.
But as far as I know, that's not the case on Steam. Like you can just patch your game on Steam whenever you want, basically.
Yeah, but I don't like getting a game on Steam and it downloads a separate launcher. I don't like that.
No, I agree. I agree. It should, but other games do that. Like World of Tanks does that. War Thunder does that. So it's kind of, it's a shitty thing to have, but the game is really good. Like over the past few days, we played it on Wednesday with Terry and Luger and Hit, and that was the team. And like I can't stop thinking about it, dude. I'm actually like, when are we playing this again? Like I'm really enjoying it. I've
been waiting for this day, really, when World War 3 goes into its open beta for years, because I started my YouTube channel with World War 3. The first few videos on my channel was when World War 3 came out originally, where it sort of went off and died pretty much. And back then, I still really enjoyed it. To 2018. So it came out in 2018. They worked on it for a bit, and then player numbers really dropped. There's a lot of issues with the game, and then the developers partnered with My.Games, who are now the publishers, and they sort of stopped updating the game for like a year to 2 years, maybe. Yeah. While they worked on it behind the scenes. I think they probably moved most of their staff off to a different project, that Chernobylite. That's what I think happened, because in terms of what they've done to the game isn't a lot. Like I would have expected new maps and stuff already, but there's not new maps. So I think they probably finished that project, moved everyone back to World War 3 and fixed it basically and made it better. So yeah, I enjoyed it back in the day, and I'm enjoying it even more now. It just, one thing I don't like about it is that when the open beta starts, all the progress we've made through the closed beta is being wiped, and we're starting back at level 1 again. So there's tons of unlocks.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard.
Yeah, that's annoying.
It's got so one thing we got to mention about it is the customization. The amount of customization is insane in it. In terms of character customization, there's like your face paint, eyes, helmet, tops, gloves, legs, but then you can have different patches on you, and then all these different clothing items have separate skins, and then you have separate skins for the weapons, and there's like 50 plus skins for the weapons. And then all the weapons have like unlocks. There's like 10
different
types
holo
of
sights and types of iron sights and red dot sights and like magnification sights, and it's you can really customize your weapon in a like different ammo types. You can also like you carry like a backpack, so and
that's
you can
I feel that Ready or Not needs. I feel Ready or Not needs some like options like that. I mean, within the realm of like reality, like
Yeah.
I mean, don't run.
But it's still early days, you know. It's still early
Right,
days.
no, but I'm saying like longevity speaking, like they need to make something like a Steam workshop, like something where there's a lot of potential mods that can come out, and then a lot of like alternatives to kind of change your guns.
Yeah.
Good news about World War III, because they are having a public stress test tomorrow. So
Or that's
open
the 12th.
Yeah,
of March.
open. Yeah, 12th of March.
Listen to this late.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure if we're gonna get the published podcast today or tomorrow, but that's
It would have been yesterday.
that means
So traditionally,
I guess that
World War
means
III.
the actual release is not too far away.
Yeah. I would put a warning out for, I guess, anyone who's listening now who has listened to it. Traditionally, World War III has launched with server issues. It had major server issues when it launched years ago. It had server issues when the closed beta launched. So this is purely a stress test, so I expect there to be server issues because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to stress their servers, right? Ready for the open beta, so hopefully they don't get screwed up in the open beta. So if you are playing the stress test and you've had a load of like matchmaking issues or lag, it's not going to be like that. Well, I'm going to assume it's not going to be like that when the open beta launches because me and Mono, you don't have that problem now.
No, it runs fine. Except for me having trouble getting when I play with you, like getting good surfers and stuff like that because I'm so far away. So I get like the high ping. I actually don't think they have South American servers at all, at least now, because I have played it on my own a couple of times, and it seems like I always have a bit of ping. Like it's never green; it's always a bit lower. Also, why don't they show the ping and they just show this color thing? I don't know why developers do that, but please stop because it's stupid. But yeah, dude, I'm really, really enjoying that game, and I think it has a lot of depth in terms of the strategies and the vehicles that you can call in, and the whole like weapons. It's so customizable. You can run an anti-tank class with a sniper rifle, like Battlefield 2042 style, right? You can have the rocket and also have the thing. But there's a weight limit.
When it comes to equipping...
Yes, there's a weight limit. So if you want to do that, maybe you have to run with almost no armor or stuff like that. So it's a really cool system that leaves itself open for a bunch of different synergies between you and your squad mates. And dude, Raz, you got to try it out. It's so good. I'm
down to try it.
Like I'm thinking like this is going to replace Battlefield for me, given Battlefield 2042 is what it is.
Alpine was saying,
and I do
really
want a game that's more
too.
arcadey and shorter battles than Hell Let Loose, and this is really it.
Yeah.
I do have one concern about the game when it goes into open beta, which is the monetization.
Yes, this is a free-to-play game.
We know there is going to be a shop and a battle pass because there are options on the main menu already. They're just disabled. And I just gotta hope that the microtransactions are tied to the customization only, because they've got tons, because there's so many customization options. Like everything we talked about with the weapons, you can do on vehicles as well. There's so much different, changing out weapon systems on the vehicles and everything.
And one really cool thing is you can shoot the optics in the weapons. It's like, for example, if you have like a external turret, you're in the tank, you're shooting your barrel, your cannon or your like 20 millimeter cannon or whatever. You're looking at that through a camera. If you shoot the camera out, then you can't really see where you're shooting. Like it will, so that's a way to neutralize vehicles that goes beyond just having the anti-tank rule, right?
That's kind of cool.
It's really... completely, when you're in a tank and your optics get destroyed, it completely cracks up your screen and you just cannot see anything. It is like you've taken a mirror and smashed the middle of it. You just cannot see anything.
Yeah.
It's happened to me once and I was just like, what do I do now? I can't drive anywhere. I can't drive back to base because I can't see. Yeah, people can repair your vehicle. Every single person can repair. There's not an...
Oh, okay.
an option to choose your repair tool. You just go up to a vehicle, press I think it's 4, and then you get your repair tool out and start repairing. So you can repair all vehicles and drones and stuff.
Yes, I think it's a really interesting and smart combination of different systems that are all like well thought out, and all just, we're talking few episodes ago about Hell Let Loose and the tank system in Hell Let Loose and how it needs more nuance to make it more interesting and to add a level of depth to the combat with tanks in the game. And this is very much like that in every single level. Like, everything has its own complexity, its own nuance, its own customization, its own thing that you can really go ham in it, or not interact with it very much, and you're still gonna have fun. But if you really want to get your like pristine, like super good loadout that's gonna jive really well with your buddy's loadout and stuff like that, then you can really go and do some really interesting and cool things.
How are the graphics for it?
Graphics are good.
I'd say they're pretty solid, yeah.
They're not
nothing sort of special or flashy.
No,
but they're pretty solid.
I was watching one video, and I will say one thing that drove me insane was the amount of HUD.
Oh, forget about it, dude. It's not a problem. No, you can completely scale it down.
Oh,
yeah, I've got mine scaled right down. I've put the objective markers scaled down and slightly transparent, but each of the individual HUD elements, say like ammo and other bits, you can turn those individually off if you want.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Oh,
I saw it. I think Drewski was playing it or something, and I was like, "Holy hell!" Like, this
default HUD is.
That's one of the top comments.
Terrible.
Yes, that's kind of the top comment in the video I did on the game. Everyone's saying like, I could never play this game with that HUD, and I didn't mention it in the video, which is unfortunate because you really can't customize the crap out of it. In a significant degree, basically size, opacity, and whether they are even displayed or not is what you can customize for basically each of the different elements. So it's it's like, what more do you need? It's really good. Yeah,
I wish more games were like that, where you could control each individual part of the HUD instead of just HUD on or off.
Dude, Hell Let Loose needs a way to narrow down the icons for the players.
I wish I could turn off the fade on it. I wish I could just have a toggle on or off. If you hit T, it fades it on and off and on and off.
Yes, but it doesn't fade the player characters
immediately.
Yes.
The what?
I wish that there was also a key to turn on or off the player markers as well.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea.
Like, whatever, W or whatever, not W, but, some other key to toggle on or off the player indicators in the Hell Let Loose, and also a way to customize them and make them a bit smaller, because you can make them more transparent, but that only, gets you at a certain level and not really where you want it to be, because it's still bothersome on the screen.
Maybe that'll come down the road, because I was speaking with one of the developers a little while ago, and he was saying, in reference to color blindness, which is part of your HUD, that's going to be coming sooner rather than later, in reference to being able to customize. So maybe that quality of life aspect might be coming, because
Hopefully.
They have confirmed that the color blindness specifically is in the works now. Because I've had a couple of folks that come to my chat and mention about color blindness, and it's really difficult with the blue and the green. You can't really tell the difference between squad versus actual teammate, so it's hard to stick with your squad, aside from just looking at at the names. But that's hard in its own. So yeah, hopefully we get that color blindness soon, and maybe some other options in reference to that.
Yeah, that would be cool, given that's something that other games are doing much better, and it should be. I'm no game dev, I'm not even a programmer or anything, but how hard is it to add something like the audio volume slider, for example, that we've been requesting for years at this point, for like separate.
With that, though,
how hard?
that's a whole different issue because I think with that specifically, Mono, is that's like a third party. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, these are Vivox. So how it ties into
Yeah.
that, if they can separate out the audio channels, yeah.
Right. I think like in Hella Loose, it's probably something like where they just have the input and that's it. Like everything else is handled out of house. So
yeah, that could be the case.
Get it in and then adjust it.
I mean, but at least there's
it's just a whole
thing. If they can properly identify what the audio hierarchy is, so they can properly display the name in the proper color, then they should be able to, toggle the audio down. If they can,
they already have the
I mean, they already handle the channels differently because they are handled differently by the game itself. So yeah.
Or just use Discord.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
I know. It's just a real freaking pain in the ass. And
I've also played a demo of a game which is like an indie platformer, which caught my eye because it looks really good. The art style is super good. Mm-hmm. And it's called Soldiers, like soul, like in Dark Souls, but Soldiers. It's not like a Souls-like game. So I got that demo sent to me. I ran into a bug at, I'm going to say like halfway through the demo that impeded my progress. I've talked to the devs and, I will try and recreate it because there's no way to save, right? So basically I played for like half an hour, got to this position, couldn't progress, restarted the game, got to the exact same spot, took a couple of screenshots, and just closed the game, send them those screenshots. But this game, like, I like platformer games, like Castlevania style, games. Something like Dead Cells, for example, is really good for me, and Castlevania itself. And this is, it's looking pretty good. The combat so far is like solid. There's something that kind of bothers me, that there's a lot of like enemies that either fly or like spiders that crawl through the wall, so they are at a different height from you, and you can't block or dodge when you're jumping. So when you jump to commit to an attack, to one of those like flying enemies or something, you have to make sure you're not gonna get hit by anything, because there's no way out of that, which I don't really appreciate. But apart from that, like, you can block, you can dodge, and there seems to be like different skills, and there's different characters. The one I got to play for now is like a soldier style dude with a sword, but there's like a magician, and I believe there's some other sort of like hunter, like archetype, like bow and arrow archetype, I think. So haven't really jumped into it a whole lot because I couldn't progress past that part. But I really like the art style, so I'm gonna try it again. If hopefully it gets fixed or whatever, and I'll have an update for next week, because like those, like little single player indie games are, when they're well crafted, they can be really good, I think. And this seems like it's like the art style is something that I really like. I really, really enjoy the art style of the game. It's this very colorful style with a lot of like the animations and the way the character art looks and stuff like that. It's really solid and well done, I think.
It's really just indie games in general, man, are just popping off right now. Like, AAA just has to step it up, dude.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't know why it is, but
I think it's like risk averse businesses. You get too big, production costs gets too high, so people stop taking risks and they stop innovating and they stop, like, oh, you can do an open world game where you don't have like 1,000 different quests and towers that you climb to reveal the map. You can do that, and people are actually tired of the old model. So if you just keep spitting that out, like it's it's gonna get less and less rewards. Like, in terms of the money invested. But yeah, dude. Well, Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out this year, so I'm really psyched about that. That's why I asked if you had, played the first one, because for me, the Game of the Year contenders for me are gonna be Game of Thrones, God of War, and Breath of the Wild 2. My money's on
talking
both
about Game
of
of
those
Thrones
games.
quickly. So George R. R. Martin was involved with Elden Ring. He didn't create the story, but he wrote the history of the game world and I think characters and stuff. The game devs made the story so they could control the story and sort of the gameplay fitting into the story. George R. R. Martin created all the history of the world and what's happened.
The world building, basically.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah. Also, dude, Brandon Sanderson, the guy that wrote, Stormlight, which I talked about in I think episode 2 or something. He started a Kickstarter. Raz, I don't know if you heard about this. This is insane. He starts a Kickstarter. The guy's a prolific writer. He shits books, dude. He goes to the bathroom, comes out with a novelette, dude. It's insane how much he writes. So the dude starts a Kickstarter saying, I want to start a couple new series, fantasy books and stuff like that. $1 million goal on Kickstarter. $25 million donated, my friend.
What?
So it's become the most highly overachieved Kickstarter campaign ever. In terms of its initial goal versus its, what it got. And the guy has now, I guess, really shaken up the whole publishing market. Because it turns out an author can go on Kickstarter and get a shit ton of money for a book he hasn't even written. So that's just crazy. Crazy. Jeez. Speaking of crazy, I went to see The Batman yesterday.
Oh, boy.
It's Wednesday for me.
Yes.
Watching that.
Okay. I'm not going to spoil anything.
I saw what you said about it.
Yes.
In terms of your rating for it.
Yes.
I already know that people are like, oh my god, it's amazing, or maybe not.
I'm definitely in the maybe not camp, because this, more than any other Batman movie, is a very slow and detective.
It's nearly 3
Batman.
hours, right?
It's 3 hours. It is, I'm going to say 40 minutes longer than it needs to be. Because everything is super slow paced. The scenes are Batman's walking. It's a minute and a half of Batman walking. Spoilers, Batman is in the movie and he walks. And
what?
Yes, it's just there's so many plot holes for a film that tries to lean heavily on the detective style aspect of the Batman character, right? The whole thing falls apart very stupidly, I'm gonna say. So it's not as clever as it thinks it is. And it's also very much the same tone throughout the entire 3 hours. So, scenes start to lose weight because, when somebody's drinking a cup of coffee and there's dark, ominous music behind it, and it takes 30 seconds for him to lift up the cup of coffee and drink, and then there's a car explosion that takes 30 seconds with dark, ominous music. Everything's, you know what I'm saying? Everything has the same weight to it.
This movie more, or did you like the indie Joker movie more? Did you watch that Joker movie?
Indie Joker movie?
The Todd Phillips one with Joaquin. How do you say his first name? Phoenix.
Oh,
yeah. Joaquin.
I wasn't a huge fan of the Joker movie. I think the ending sucks, which is something that people actually like. But I thought the ending was rushed and wasn't very good. I think the Joker movie is a better movie. This is slightly more entertaining, because it's, more actiony. It's Batman. Batman looks cool with his armor and stuff like that. But if I'm gonna rank this versus other Batman movies, I would rank, Dark Knight, Batman Begins. What's the third Nolan movie? Rises, which is by far the worst of the Nolan movies. Then I'm gonna put Batman 1, like the Tim Burton movie. Then I'm gonna put Batman 2, and then I'm gonna put this one.
Really?
Yes.
Wait, which one's the one with
like, and after that it's like the Val Kilmer movies and George Clooney at the very bottom.
Gotcha, yeah.
But
what did you think of? Because I've heard that Paul Dano as the Riddler is like the best Riddler that's ever been on screen.
Without giving any spoilers.
Well, yes.
All right, good talk.
The third act of the movie completely destroys a lot of what was achieved in the first two acts of the movie. The third act of the movie shouldn't exist because it is detrimental to the movie. It doesn't add anything. It just shits upon what was previously built because it just...
You gotta watch it.
Yeah, like
I watch it.
I'm actually thinking about making like a full review with spoilers for the channel because that's something I've never done, and I think I have a different opinion from most people on this movie.
It was shit.
Oh, it's like honestly, I think it's competently shot. Like it's a beautiful movie at multiple stages. Like there's some beautiful shots. The music isn't good, which I think is a major failure. For like this style of music, it has to be good. And when you're coming off something like Hans Zimmer, it's overused and it's not as powerful, so it just doesn't hit the way it should. And again, like I talked to my brother who also went to see it yesterday in Germany. We were watching the same movie at the same time, which is funny. Across the world, and he told me first scene of the movie, or pretty much the first scene, starts with music from Nirvana, and the moment the music started, my brother thought, okay, there's no way this movie's gonna be good because whoever associates Batman, like the darkness of Batman, with Nirvana does not understand Batman. Yeah, and I agree with him 100%. Like the emo Bruce Wayne is true, and it's unfortunate that it is there, but it is there. Like it's actual emo Bruce Wayne, and that's not Bruce Wayne, my friends. Yeah.
Wasn't this meant to be Bruce Wayne not right at the beginning, but very close to his beginning of Batman? So it could be like he is how he is now, and then as he matures, he becomes like, I'm Batman. Pretty much.
The way he plays...
but the thing is...
You gotta watch the movie, but the way he plays Bruce Wayne is not well done. I'm gonna rank this at one of the lowest Bruce Waynes, actually. Like, the Batman is good, yes, but the Bruce Wayne is just not there, man.
I'll be honest,
he plays Bruce Wayne like he plays Batman, but without the mask. It's the same thing. So it's not Bruce Wayne at all, because Bruce Wayne has to be a contrast to the Batman, right?
Yeah.
So that's not achieved.
My favorite Batman is Ben Affleck. And I don't like...
Terrific Batman.
Yeah, dude, good Batman.
Like, the fighting for specifically Batman is literally like an Arkham movie. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Oh my god, that one scene where he's fighting in the warehouse, punches the guy so hard it flips the camera, and he doesn't even like fall over. He just spins because he hits him so hard and cracks his neck. And God, that's such a good scene.
I
don't like how he shoots in that at all.
Affleck as Batman was like a tower of a man, right? He was so pumped for that role. Like he's intimidating.
Did you guys ever watch
his body
what
is
it
like
was
super
based
large.
off of, though? like the Batman versus Superman?
Yes.
Like you ever
Yes.
watched
I've
the
got the.
I saw I read the comic.
Dude, that's so good. That's such a good series.
Yeah.
I don't like Batman vs Superman. I really did not like the movie at all, I'll be honest. But I liked how there was some similarities. I don't like how Batman just shot and killed everyone. I thought that was like very stupid because that's like the main pillar of his personality is he doesn't kill. Like that's what makes him like so weak is that he doesn't kill. I don't understand that.
Okay, part. 2 things about the movie. Robert Pattinson does not have the physique to play Batman. He didn't get into, like he at one point he's shirtless and he's like, dude, you look like a guy who hits the gym like twice a week. And that's it. And that's not Batman. Like Batman has to be jacked up, right? And second is the Riddler character I told you the third act for me ruins the movie. Like consistency and motivation, very similar to what you're saying about Batman killing people innocent, like with guns, which is not Batman. Riddler does something very similar in this movie, which really detracts from his own basically consistency and character, which again, I don't understand why the third act is in the movie. The movie should have ended.
Can we just get a Batman movie that is literally a recreation of the Arkham games? Like, that's all I want. That's all I want. The Arkham games were so good. Among the best games I've ever played, ever. Arkham City specifically. Just get a game that does that. Maybe like you have some buff actor that plays, Batman and Bruce Wayne, and then you just get what's his face, Kevin Conroy to voice over when he's Batman. Fucking perfect.
Did you ever watch the animated series? The Batman
I love the animated
series. The Batman animated series is the best Batman, basically. Like his Bruce Wayne and his Batman are, spot on. I'm gonna say like the best Batman ever is Christian Bale. And after Christian Bale, it's Michael Keaton, but also the animated Batman is like super good.
So quickly on what you said about the size of Batman and Robert Pattinson. So there was something I read a good few months ago about.
He specifically said he wasn't going to get in. Yeah.
Yeah. So he specifically said he wasn't going to start working out, and the quote. This alludes to a bigger problem bigger thing in Hollywood when it comes to male actors and working out. He's basically what this quote he said is, I think if you're working out all the time, you're part of the problem. He said this referring to other Hollywood actors. You set a precedent. No one was doing this in the 1970s. Even James Dean, he wasn't exactly ripped. And and there was something else which I remember reading, which he hasn't said, which isn't in this article I'm quickly looking at. It's basically as a lot of these actors do take shit to help them bulk up.
Obviously,
right?
Yeah.
There's no way you can get. There are. I will say there probably will be some actors that will naturally do it, but there will be a lot of actors that I don't think you physically can put on in terms of the muscle mass and size they do without doing something a little bit dodgy. And what Pattinson, I think what he said is that he doesn't want to do that, pretty much.
I understand that, but it looks again.
I know Batman has an image.
He looks like
games and that.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like a guy. Again, he looks like the guy that hits the gym casually, right? So
you're breaking up pretty bad, Anna.
Oh,
is he breaking up on your side too?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, my stream is like dead right now.
Oh yeah, it's pretty bad. But yeah, I think it's like Terry. It's like the same thing, right? It's like, we spoke about it a couple weeks ago. The Halo, right? Like Halo, like I think Master Chief has an image, and part of his image is his voice. And for them to not have his voice in there when he's a masked character is stupid.
You know what? Something that was revealed after we had that podcast discussion is that Master Chief's face is being shown in the TV series, and I don't think that should be done in the TV series for that character. The face should be shown off in the game, because I think this might sound
I
stupid.
thought his
really,
face was
but
shown in
showing
Halo 4.
Well, I don't think so. Maybe you could see the back of his head or something, but his actual. I think people could glitch through the helmet to see a face, but I don't think that's like a canonical face. But I think showing that character's face for the first time in a TV series would almost be like showing or hearing Gordon Freeman's voice first in a movie or a TV series, right? These big video game characters that are missing this part of them shown in a TV series.
Captain Adam here says he likes the new Judge Dredd movie where he never took
fucking guy.
Oh man.
Yeah, you're like Frozen. Yeah, I don't know.
And we kind of gonna know what Master Chief is gonna look like in the TV series because we know the actor who's playing him. Pablo Schreiber.
Yeah.
I reckon he's definitely got
like
the physicality to pull it off.
Mandalorian was actually pretty good, though.
It's not... it's not that guy, but yeah.
There's something going on with my Ethernet connection, it seems, that's messing up things.
You sound fine now.
Sure. Yeah, it's like it comes and goes for some reason. I might need to reset the router after the podcast or something before I start the stream.
Yeah, what Captain Adam has said in your stream, Raz, about the Judge Dredd character, where the people who made the recent Judge Dredd film, Carl Urban, understand that the character is the character. He never takes his helmet off in the comics. So you keep it like it is. That's where
right.
And Carl Urban understood that. Right, he understood it.
That Judge
but Sylvester Stallone was like, no, I'm Sylvester Stallone. I have to show my face. I'm the star.
That's why you saw. That's why you saw like Iron Man in the Marvel movies start wearing less and less of his suit, basically. Especially the helmet. Like multiple scenes where he would talk, with the suit on, but without the helmet and stuff like that. Because it's like, I'm recognizable actor, so I need to be recognized.
That's one of my favorite movies. Is the new Judge Dredd. That was amazing. That's so good, such a good movie.
Yeah, that's good.
And then who is it? Crucius said they wish they got a sequel. I wish they did, but I'm also kind of glad they didn't because he wouldn't do The Boys, and he's amazing in the fucking Boys. The Boys is so good. I love The Boys.
I think the first season of The Boys is much better than the second. Which
Mike's going again.
Oh my god! Oh,
sorry, Mono hit his dial-up internet over here.
Yeah, the boys is damn good.
Oh god, and Invincible. I don't know, just another one that
I haven't seen that yet.
What? You haven't seen Invincible?
There's a lot of TV series I haven't watched.
Get it together, bro.
Like I haven't watched Mandalorian yet.
One. We're your friends. How can we talk about stuff if you haven't watched it? Let's we only have like 10 minutes left, so let's go through the news. Wait, should I have a little soundbite for the news? Let's see. What's a funny soundbite for Terry?
Just a fart. Just a fart would be fine.
What this
I
one?
do that. You can't. Terry's news.
The news. All right, Terry, take it away.
I've got a few things to talk about.
Go on.
So Amazon at the moment, they're already doing a Fallout series, which is being done by the creators of the Westworld series. I've only seen Westworld season 1, which is awesome. They're shopping, I think, Mass Effect as well. Which I'm glad that's going to be a TV series because I don't think it could work as a movie, but there's so many characters and stuff you need to flesh out, which I think a series would be better.
Series but they're more consistent. I just love series. Yeah.
But they're shopping about for God of War now as well.
God of War.
I don't think
Yes. Sorry, it's JoJo.
I don't. It's like none of these projects ends up working, I
Well-
think, the way we would have wanted them to. Like, yes, the idea of Kratos in a movie or TV. I think. By the way,
Did you see the live action?
What?
The live action trailer they did a little while ago? I think God of War Ascension. Oh my god, that was one of the best like trailers I've ever seen
PS4
ever. I think it was PS3. But they did a live action trailer for the game prior to release because it was like one of the not as popular ones. But man, that was such a good trailer. If you guys haven't watched that, watch it. Watch that trailer. Amazing.
I think with this series, if they come out and announce it's going to be like PG or, well, yeah, like a standard rating, you should be a bit worried. I would expect it. I mean, I don't know if the God of War games are like rated 18.
Oh, yeah,
but they should be,
yeah,
you know, a little bit gory and in your face and stuff.
Don't tell me this is fucking like PG-13.
Well, no, it's not been confirmed yet. You know, they're probably going through a deal of it.
All right. Yeah, I'm definitely having some, like, I think the routers is the cause of the problems because it's like I have good internet on one PC and then it goes away and then it comes back on the other one. It seems it's weird.
Looks good now.
Yeah, but I like my stream is like basically dead. The bitrate is like 0, literally, and now it's like back up, but it was 0 for quite a while. Yeah, so that's like I don't know, dude.
Said he's happy that Kenobi is going to be a series and not a movie, and I absolutely agree with that. That'll be awesome. I'm so excited for that.
It's going to be a limited series.
As well.
Yes,
So
that's what.
one and done.
Well,
Right?
That could work for God of War, like a limited series where you tell one story.
No,
and
because
you really think like
Kratos'
you have
story.
Yeah, but like
goes to
multiple
so many different
seasons, like do you think you have like 80 hours of Kratos story?
That's a good argument, Mono. If
like,
I could,
I don't think you have 80 hours. You maybe have like one.
Yeah, break it up
Can't hear you
big
at all,
time
Mono.
again.
But good point.
But with Kratos, you know, his journey is I'm a big angry man in Greece. I need to get my revenge and then I'm gonna like calm down and raise a family and then new games.
Yeah. I don't know. It looks interesting.
Will they
but
show
I'm excited.
Kratos ripping off the head of a god on a TV show
Or slamming a door against it multiple times.
or having a sex
know.
mini game?
Have to. If they don't, it's not the God of War, in my opinion.
All right, I'm gonna let you guys just keep covering the news. I guess I'm gonna reset my router because it's unstable as hell right now. Or like once again, it's losing connection again or something.
Okay. So the next bit we've got. So we're gonna have to
So
talk.
you guys
through
take it away.
a
This
little
is
bit
my
first.
goodbye for this podcast, I guess.
Your sign off.
Yeah.
All right, Mono.
All right.
Take it easy.
You guys take care of it.
We will.
See
We
ya.
got you.
So Elite Dangerous. I guess you know what the game is. I'm not going to call it an open world space game because it's in space, but it's a big space exploration game.
Similar
Pretty much
to Star Citizen, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. And what they've announced is that last year they released their Odyssey expansion, which is being able to walk around instead of flying around on your ships everywhere. You can actually get out and walk around, right? And this has been developed for their console version as well. Originally, it came out in May last year, but it had loads of performance issues, servers going down, loads of bugs. It basically went straight to like mostly negative rating on Steam. What they did is delay the console versions to fix the PC version, and I think they fixed it on PC. It's had 10 big updates as of January to fix the issues. But what they've announced now is that they're just cancelling all future releases, including this expansion for consoles. They just said, nah, we're kind of done. You'll get some critical updates, but any future content nah, we're done. We're just gonna stick with PC only. Imagine being a console player
insane.
waiting for this big expansion just to be told like, nah, it's not happening. And the backlash that has happened, so this backlash of it's only just come up today for this, but what they're doing now is a lot of players on the console version are just stopping to play. You know, they're just
Yeah, I mean, I would
pretty
too.
much
That's
uninstalling
awful.
and walking away. Yeah, because I mean, on consoles there is no multiplayer game like that. I'm pretty sure, and loads of people now are just walking away. And yeah, completely understand that, because why?
Why would you? Yeah. Why would
So
you
we're
play
kicking the
if,
balls.
Yeah,
Really?
that's fucked. That's fucked. That sucks. But yeah, I never
It-
got into that game. I think I downloaded it once, but I never like actually played it. But I
Yeah, I
have
got
wanted
it
to
for
play
free
Star
on
Citizen.
Epic.
Oh, yeah, I think that's where I got it. Yeah. Have
Yeah,
you played Star
but I haven't-
Citizen?
Yeah, I was an early backer of Star Citizen, so I bought one of their pledge packs. I think it's called the Bounty Hunter one. I can't remember how much it was, but it was like, I'm gonna say between $30 and $50. So the price of a game. You know, I was happy with that. And I mean, when the game comes out, I don't think I'm even gonna play it. I think I'm over it. You know?
Yeah, I would be
Yeah,
down to
I'm just
try it
like,
with you.
I just like can't be bothered. You know?
I downloaded it, and my buddy told me to download it. He had like a bunch of early backer shit and like tanks and stuff, or sorry, tanks. The fuck am I talking about? Planes. But I just he was never on when I had it, and then I was like, I'm over it. Like I don't have anyone to play with. I don't know what to do. But I would love to play if you wanted to squad up sometime and just show me around.
Yeah.
because man,
I can't
that'd be
show
a
you
cool
around.
video.
I don't know it.
Well, there's a lot of like planets and stuff now, I think, right?
Yeah.
So like you can go check out the planets, fly the actual ships. That would be fun. I'd be down.
Yeah, I'll be up for that.
Yeah. We'll make a
Yeah.
video on it. Video incoming.
Yeah. And I guess I've got some other news is Gamescom, which is the yearly gaming event held in Germany. I think it's Germany, but that's returning this year. Back for an actual in-person event. No, wait, is it Germany?
I think Gamescom's Germany. Yeah, but it's contrary to E3, which E3 has pretty much just been like fully canceled, which is pretty interesting because we covered that a couple weeks ago. So I wonder if E3 has a future, or is Gamescom going to be the future? Like, I don't know.
But Gamescom is still a big thing. So yeah, August this year in Cologne, Germany. It's gonna happen. And you know what? If I was in the position where I could go, I would go to this event.
Awesome.
Maybe bring a mate who would be happy to come along and be like a cameraman or something.
I'll fly to Germany. I'll go with you.
But yeah, this year I won't be able to.
No,
this year I won't be
next
able to.
year. We'll do the podcast live from Germany. Gamescom.
Maybe we can.
Totally.
Maybe Team 17 will be there and be like, "Oi, remember us?"
Dude. Yeah. Dude, that would be awesome.
That'd be cool.
If we can work it out, I will totally fly. I will save my fucking credit card points and fly to Germany. I think I might be going to Germany this year, actually, like end of the year.
Yeah.
And possibly the UK.
Really?
We'll see. Yeah. Planning a trip, so maybe I'll keep posting.
Oh, cool.
That'll be cool. Yeah. But yeah, it's just interesting that Gamescom is going to be a physical event, because again, like E3 has been super sketch about like whether they're doing it, whether they're not doing it, whether they're doing it online again. I think like the main difference is just like Gamescom seems to be a lot more well managed than E3. E3, I feel like the last 10 years has been really kind of put together the last second. It seems like a lot of people are leaving. It's really unorganized. You don't really have any notable things that happen. Like, what was it? Sony like pulled out of it, and so they just had their own press conference. Xbox pulled out of it somewhat, right? And had like I think they did the conference there, but they also had like another Xbox event separate.
Yeah.
But Nintendo's been always doing it.
Yeah, and I just with this year, I don't know if I don't know how big Gamescom will be, and with COVID, that's pretty much shown the world that we kind of don't really. I mean, it's good to have. Well, I guess you could say it's good to have these events because you could get your hands early on certain games, but to show games off, you don't need these big in-person events. You just just like stream it or release a trailer, and people will still watch it.
Yeah,
yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder how big it'll be and if that affects future events. I wonder.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And then the last news article here.
I've got two other bits.
Oh. Okay.
So there's the Overwatch 2 closed beta is now open for registration. So if any of you guys want to get into the closed beta, just pretty much go to the Overwatch website, scroll down a little bit, and you'll see a link to sign up for the beta. So if you're interested in Overwatch 2, sign up. Who knows what's happening with Overwatch 2? It's been quiet.
I was telling the boys
ages,
I was a monster at Overwatch. A monster. I played on PS4. I was top 500 in the world. I mained Zarya, Tracer. Oh my god, I love Overwatch, man. Overwatch takes me back, bro. God.
Secret Overwatch Pro, yeah.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, I was so good at that game. It was ridiculous. I was so good. Yeah, I mean, I played until pretty much Brigitte. Is that her name? Bridget? I don't know.
I think it's Bridget. I don't know.
Bridget? I don't know. Whatever. I played until she came out, and then I don't know if there were any other characters that came out after her. Were there? Oh, yes, the Brazilian. I don't. Well, no, I did play a little bit because there was like a Brazilian medic I think that came out. Not aside or an African American or just African. I don't remember what nationality he was, but he was a medic. Aside from Lucio, obviously Lucio came with it. But do you know what I'm talking about? Like he could put yeah, he put like this little like contraption down and make you invincible for like 10 seconds in that zone. So he was pretty good, and then I can't remember who else came out after that. But yeah, I never really played too much with him at all, but I was pretty solid for a long while.
Yeah, who did you main? No idea. Baptiste. It could be
Baptiste. Yes. Was he like African or was he French? Maybe I think.
Yeah,
French.
with a name like Baptiste, he's probably French.
Yeah. Am I gonna play Hella Loose later? I am not. I'm actually headed to work right after this. Unfortunately, Fachi. I would love to play Hella Loose though. And then the last. Well, actually, who'd you main, Terry?
I sort of switched. It depending on what the team needed, but
yeah,
it'll be Reinhardt. Being a tanky guy. Because in MMOs, I always just ended up playing a tank. Soldier 76. Simple
76 was solid.
Shooter guy. Just simple guy to play. I'm looking actually the character list here, and I did
Reaper. I
Lucio.
loved Reaper. See, I never liked Lucio. Lucio's my least favorite healer. Least favorite entirely. Reinhardt,
I just liked bopping people off the side.
Chungus. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Reaper was awesome. I loved Reaper for a good long while. He was fun. 1v1, Terry?
When I played Overwatch, I played on the PS4.
Yeah, that's what I played. I played it on PS4. Yeah, I never played Overwatch on PC. But I'd be down. I'd be down. 1v1. Okay. But our last news article here today, Terry, take it away with this one.
And so Dr. Disrespect has put up a tweet of him pretty much signing a signed bit of paper to basically say he's sort of done with Twitch, the whole lawsuit and everything. The quote on this little bit of paper he signed is, "I have resolved my legal dispute with Twitch. No party admits to any wrongdoing." And that's pretty much the end of his whole dispute with Twitch. We have no idea what's been done behind the scenes, if there's any what's the word I'm looking for?
Settlement?
Like settlement, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Settlement between them. We have no idea what the reason why he was banned from Twitch. Something, there is going to be some sort of settlement, and probably part of that settlement is that tweet, that statement he's made. And I mean, there's loads of people probably want to know what was the actual reason he got banned from Twitch, and we're probably never going to know. And he's also said that he's not going back to Twitch. He's staying on YouTube. And it's
Really?
also when while he was banned from Twitch, I think people who were Twitch streamers weren't allowed to play games with Doc because they would get like banned or punished themselves. It's such a strange situation.
Yeah. So,
but I don't know if that's resolved.
Yeah. I don't know, but like with Twitch, if you're ever banned from Twitch, if you feature anyone that has been prior banned from Twitch, you can get banned yourself. It's like having something that's banned will get you banned. It's weird. Yeah.
That is weird, yeah.
What happened to Dr. Disrespect? So no one knows. That's the thing. Like, it's still a giant mystery. Like, no one knows what happened to him, what caused him to be banned. But, I mean, what I will say is he's been doing pretty good on YouTube. I mean, really, really good on YouTube.
Yeah.
I've never been a huge fan, to be honest. I never really, like, followed. But yeah, he's been doing very, very well on YouTube, and he's not the only one too. There's been a lot of other people, like Ludwig, I think, went to YouTube. What's that other? The female? Oh my God, Valkyrie. She went to
She's
YouTube.
Gone.
Yeah, she went
Tim
to
the
YouTube.
Tapman's gone as well.
Oh really?
He's gone onto YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of folks are
Courage
going to YouTube.
went a while ago as well. But those guys are being signed by YouTube. Doc went there because he got banned from Twitch.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, Valkyrie and Ludwig did not. Like, I'm sure they are now, but like they left Twitch for whatever reason. I don't know the whole backstory, but they left Twitch. So
okay.
I don't know. It's pretty interesting, but yeah. So that's about it here, guys. So. Any closing words here, Terry?
So back onto World War 3, the game. If you're a fan of shooters, it's just, I think it is eventually coming to consoles, but for PC, when it goes into open beta, check it out because I think it's gonna be. Well, I enjoy it already, right? But I think you'll find it fun.
Yeah,
it's a good change of pace. From something like Hell at Loose. And you don't have to build garrisons or outposts.
What?
Oh,
you don't have to build garrisons or outposts. That sounds amazing.
No.
Sign me up. Oh my God. But yeah, all right, guys. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Mono's Gaming Club with me, Mono, and Terry. If you guys just joined, we're ending the podcast now, but Mono had some dial-up internet, so his internet died. But we'll be back next week, same time, 1 p.m. Eastern. What time is it over there for you?
We started at 6 p.m. GMT.
6 p.m.
The greatest
GMT.
Time.
I don't know.
Greatest
EST
medium
best,
time.
But all right, guys, we'll go ahead and raid someone playing Hell at Loose and send it over there. I got someone lined up already, Hutch2735. So make sure you send some love. We'll go ahead and send the raid again. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. We're going to try to get some guests on the podcast as well for you guys to ask questions to and stuff like that. But if you're listening, we'll be on Spotify, I think Apple, right? We also have a channel on YouTube, so make sure you like and subscribe on there. So I will see you later. Bye-bye.
See you later, all.